Welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm a husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn. Yes, he is.
Oh man, we here to review Married at First Sight. Where are they now? Before we get into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell notification, and make sure you stick around because we have a big announcement about Jac and Glen at the end of this video. So it won't be long, but we got a big announcement. But also, if you don't want to stick around for the big announcement, just click the time code in the description and it will take you to our announcement.
Okay.
Okay.
So, where are they now?
Where are they now? Married at First Sight, where they now? Host Kevin Frazier comes on and he breaks out one of the first couples and one of the couples that comes out with one of your favorite couples of all time.
I don't know, it's something about some of those double letters. We know Eminem didn't work out.
Eminem did not work out from season 10. Micah and Mika did not work out.
But we have K and K that worked out, and then this Christina is my Keith. Favorite, A and A, Anthony and Ashley.
Yeah, Anthony and Ashley worked out. You know, you saw.
They're so cute.
They're cute. They talked about her troubles giving birth. They talked about their marriage. They gave a flashback of them in season 5 and how they worked through some of the things that they had to work through. And we see them a lot. You see them on Couples Couch, and you see them doing a lot of things with Married at First Sight. Anthony and Ashley are doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, and you, real quick, you just breezed over it. Because we actually had two pregnancy stories on here. But Anthony and Ashley, theirs was, okay, well, if you remember on the episode, the season where they had all the couples that were expecting.
Right.
Anthony did not want to find out what the baby was. And Ashley was determined to tell him. Mm-hmm. And so they flashed back to that. They had a little girl. And so their issue was that while she was pregnant, when they got to the end, the baby wasn't gaining weight like she should have.
No.
And we can definitely relate to that.
Definitely.
We had one like that too. But it's sweet. She still ended up having a good delivery. Mm-hmm. And little baby was only 4 pounds, but she's just as sweet as she wants to be, and they just love her so much.
And so they don't mind trying to have some more. They want more kids.
Yeah, and that's the one thing they said that they knew that they wanted to. Them and Bobby and Danielle. They wanted to have kids pretty quick, and so they did. And so Ashley and Anthony, they were 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
They were season 5 for Chicago. So they had between 2 to 3 years where they've been married. So Ashley and Anthony. Then we go to one of my favorite couples. I'm sorry, I know Charnice and Jeffy.
Yeah, I like them too.
They were my couple because Jeffy's real. I mean,
now Jeffy's a mess.
Jeffy's real. I'm sorry.
Him and all them stranger danger alarms that he set off their whole season. I don't know her. She's a stranger. I don't know her. Well, duh. Everybody's a stranger, but he act like he wasn't trying to get to know her either. So he tried
to say he was the first Brandon, didn't know he was signed up for? Not that bad.
I mean, yeah, not as bad as Brandon, but Jeffy was a mess.
But no. But Jeffy and Charnice, they go in and they talk about all the ups and downs they had in their relationships. Mm-hmm. They talk about how they were going to leave one another, how they did leave one another, how they stopped wearing their rings for a certain period of time. And even now on the show, they don't wear their rings. So they went into a whole dialogue about what the ring mean. And Jeffy said, if he wanted to do it over, he would have to propose to her. Now he said he's saving up enough money to propose to her. But they have a child.
Baby Laura.
And they're doing well right now. They said they was in a good place right now. Jeffy said he want to pursue other things other than teaching in the upcoming year. Charnice mentioned that she has a wig line coming out and she's doing some other things, entrepreneur things that's going on. And I'm just happy they was real about their relationship. About that, we had some ups and downs. We wanted to leave each other. He cheated on me while I was pregnant. And there was he was out the door and we found out she was pregnant and we finally got it back together and so they show the reality of working together and trying to rekindle to keep their marriage together. And I think we forget sometimes when we're dealing with this show that it is a process that's sped up. Mm-hmm. And then after the cameras are gone, after production makes you go be together or be around each other, you got other things that you got to do. You got to learn from each other. And I think Anthony shared too, to go back to him, that after the production that he slept in another room
Oh yeah, they said that at the end. Oh wow,
Yeah.
everybody was like, they were like, have y'all ever said that before? And Ashley she seemed just a little bit embarrassed. But he was like, yeah. Because we like had to get to know each other.
Had to get to know each other. And I think that was the thing with Jephthah and Sharnice, that they had to get to know each other all over again. And my question to you guys is, and we're gonna put this in a poll, does it make a difference if you're married if you wear your ring or not? Should you wear your ring if you're married? Because Kevin asked that question to Jephthah, like, you're a handsome young man, you're successful and you're doing well, and people don't see you no ring. Do you have women who come and, try to hook on to you?
And Sharnice told the truth. Yeah, I'm sure it is a draw. It makes you look like a single man, but it's also some men that wear wedding rings that women still try to hit on them, and they act like it's not there too.
They act like it's not there too. So.
I mean, I get it, because it's not about the ring. When you go through the wedding ceremony, they let you know that the ring is a symbol. Mm-hmm. It has to, but you can't be hung up on the ring, because if I'm just throwing this ring, kind of like Eminem, Mika and Michael.
Yeah.
Michael's like, I'm not feeling like a husband, so I take the ring off, and then I feel like when I put it back on. So the ring is not what makes you married. It's the vows that you've taken and the commitments you make to each other. So I get it on that part too. But I guess I'm a traditionalist. Like, I expect you to have your ring on, because I want people to know that you're married. Because it's too easy to play like you're not.
Oh, not me. Oh, I keep on.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Poor thing, beat his ring up.
I know.
Wears it so much at work and stuff. But anyway.
Well, let's move on. Then they had a Molly Duff. You don't remember Molly? Molly is also from season 6, Boston. And if you don't know Molly was married to John.
Oh my gosh.
And
they were terrible.
And they had some issues in their marriage, and Dr. Jessica was doing a lot of counseling with John and Molly at the time. Mm-hmm. And we know that Molly was the one, who they didn't stay married.
Not at all.
They didn't stay married. They both separated. And then months later, to come to find out that John and Dr. Jessica had hooked up. And Molly said she was upset at first, but she finally came to grips with it, and she stayed off of social media, and she said she spoke with both of them, and that there was nothing going on during the show when it was going on, but filming had wrapped up, and they both went their separate ways. The next thing you know, Dr. Jessica and John are engaged and ready to tie the knot. And she said she's happy for both of them, and that she's moved on.
Yeah, but she did say, she felt like maybe, maybe she was attracted to John when we were on there, and that's why she talked to me the way she did. Sometimes I felt like the experts are supposed to be rooting for us and helping, fighting for our marriage. And I was like, the experts are there to give you their advice.
Right.
Are they supposed to root for you? To a certain degree, but if that's the case, if I'm rooting for you to be okay, then at the same time when it's falling apart, then you would expect the experts to be like, leave them, girl, forget it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just like when you go to a marriage counselor, they're unbiased. They're supposed to give you the tools and help you work through it.
Right.
They don't have a yay or nay. They can't say you should divorce them or no, you shouldn't. They leave that for you. So yeah. I don't know. I was like, okay, Molly, I think you pushing it, but
yeah, they don't have a dog in that hunt.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was nice to hear from her, because she was like, I hadn't had a chance to talk about it, so I'm talking about it now.
Then we move on to, I think, your second favorite couple.
I don't know. They're so sweet. They're like Austin and Jessica. They were like such smooth sailing. Mm-hmm. Such smooth sailing.
Yeah, from season 7, and that was Danielle and Bobby from Dallas. They talked about having kids, and they showed the clip where she says, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to work, and I want to do this. And Kevin asked her,
and she is
a stay-at-home mom. she enjoys being a stay-at-home mom. She said it took having a child and having a baby to realize, I want to stay at home. And then Bobby does well.
And it's not so bad.
And it's not so bad. Bobby does well, and that she could stay at home, so it's not bad. And they talked a little bit about their experience on the show, and how it took them a minute to continue to build their relationship after the cameras were off. You know, and I think that's one of the keys, that when we watch this show and we think, okay, we want this couple to make it after 8 weeks, and we want this couple to make it, there is life after the 8 weeks.
Right.
You know, and I think they're trying to build this all up in one time. But Bobby and Danielle said they're doing well. The baby's doing well, and they're having a...
Well, the baby's doing well after they... I could definitely relate to their situation. I mean, I wasn't actually pre-eclamptic with my youngest, our youngest. But Danielle she was severely pre-eclamptic, vomiting, and for those of you that don't know, with preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome, so that's like crazy elevated blood pressure, that's protein in the urine, and for Danielle, she said she was actually having blood in the urine, and it's swelling, terrible weight gain, and to the point where if you get from preeclampsia, HELLP syndrome to eclampsia, like it's a risk of seizures and even death. And Bobby was like, I had to call her mom. I didn't know her that well, and I had to break the news to her. But it was nice to see them come out of that on the other side, and even with what they went through with the pregnancy and the baby, and she was so cute too. They showed her; she's the cutest little thing.
She is.
But they said they still want to have more kids.
More kids.
I mean, it's like the epitome of, I know for me, I enjoy being pregnant, despite my big fat swollen ankles and feet. And everybody asked me, do your feet hurt?
Right.
Besides having pregnancy-induced hypertension with my son, which also spilled into my youngest, in pregnancy, I enjoyed feeling the kicks, feeling the movement, and being able to be like, I'm having a baby, you know what I'm saying?
I enjoy the kicks and the movements as well. I mean, being able to feel it and being able to feel them kick and actually see them come out and being able to stay small and to know that you helped create something. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, but it goes to show, so even in whatever trouble you may have, most people feel that way. After they get outside the pregnancy and they have a baby, they feel like, I would do it again. So Bobby and Danielle, so cute and just so sweet. And the fact that she's a stay-at-home mom. She was adamant. She was very adamant. She did not want that, so it was nice to see them. And then we have one of our favorite couples. Oh my God! Everybody's favorite couple. Such tragedy. From season 9, and that was Jamie and Elizabeth in their basic Caucasian sex. And Kevin Frazier asked, what is that? He's so messy. She brought it up. She was like, I bet you want to know what it is. Everybody want to know what's basic Caucasian sex. And she was like, well, when you got missionary position with a t-shirt on, missionary position, the lights out, missionary position, and then a trifecta with a white t-shirt on, in missionary position with the lights on. And the question was asked, how did y'all spice it up? He said, well, with toys. And she looked at him like... She looked embarrassed, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, my mama gonna see this? but anyway, that's how they spiced it up. And, they talked about how she left after the reunion. They moved to California, San Francisco. And then she had gone back to Charlotte for a while. And she was like, hey, we just needed that separation to get back together. The show, everything went so fast, and I had to do me, I had to do Beth, I had to enjoy who I am, and then we had to come back together, and it seemed like they're in a good place right now. They still had some arguments and broke up for a minute and came back together, but they're working on it. I think everybody's kind of surprised. Yes, I'm still so surprised at them. But as people said, and we said it last year, sometimes, I'm not calling them crazy, but weird relationships tend to last long. No. And their relationship, they're still a trip. And so they're doing some different things. And Jamie said he's still working and enjoy Beth, and he loves her, and they're doing pretty much okay. And then for the fireworks of the night. No, but we forgot Jamie and Doug. Do we even have to talk about them? We know what happened with them. She didn't like him at first. She grew to love him. He patiently worked with her. Yeah. They're on their second baby. But what he talked about was how she was getting ready to leave him after he lost his job. Yes. And he said he lost his job. He got depressed. She said, she started to get worried about him, and he thought about leaving him. But things started to turn around for Doug and turn around for their family.
And she was pregnant at the time.
And so things started to turn around for them. And so when you're and she's my wife said we can relate to that. When my last child, I didn't have I was unemployed for a minute, and then the day that we gave birth, that she gave birth, I got another job. So I mean, I can understand the stress of bringing another child into this world or bringing a child into this world, and one spouse not being able to. Not being employed at the time, it becomes stressful, and you can fall into depression. I didn't fall into depression, but it was something that was weighing on my mind. Like, look, we got a baby coming into the world. We need to do this. Income has dipped down for a minute, so we need to get new income coming in to help offset baby costs. Because everybody, if you had a baby, there's some costs with a baby that you don't even account for. We're not talking about just talking about just hospital stay. Talking about things like maybe we had a child who wouldn't take regular formula. They had to go buy the expensive stuff, the stuff that they had way back behind the counter that you're like, man, my goodness, this is what it is. So you got those type of things. So I understand where he was coming from. I'm glad they was able to work it out. They can do a podcast together now.
Yeah.
They always on Instagram. She has like 15 million jobs, she says. So we know if you see Jamie and Doug, they're doing good things. And he said they love their child and they wouldn't know what it'd be out without their daughter.
And the best part, which if you watch Married at First Sight and you watch Unfiltered, you already know, like, they're the mainstays of Married at First Sight. Yeah. They're from season 1.
Yeah. They're the OGs.
I mean, they the triple OGs. They the triple OGs.
Triple OGs of that. And, so they doing well. And she's due any day now. If you follow her on Instagram or anything like that, she's due any day now with a baby. So check them out. And then, as my wife was saying, the fireworks of the night, the coup de grace, the main event of the evening. Let's get ready to rumble. Matt and Amber. And I don't know about y'all. When I watch this, I'm like, Amber got a little fire in her now. Wait, this ain't the same Amber that was on the season.
That's what happened when you get punked. You know what I'm saying? When you get played, when you get mad,
This ain't the same Amber.
And why the fire still lit is because she's still mad because he's still trying to play the puppeteer.
Matt comes out with a new look. He got the wild, like the rocker look, now.
Yeah, he's got longer hair,
all black. Matt was like, he was having like, man, whatever. His nonchalant attitude. And she's like,
it's still.
They haven't seen each other. Seen each other at Charlotte's Hornets game. She flicked him off when she does see him. He said he didn't see her.
Probably because she's 5 feet and he's 7 feet.
He didn't want to look down on her. He just gonna stay looking up.
Right.
She's mad at the fact that he won't sign the separation papers.
She said she sent them to him 3 times. He's like, I ain't seen it. She said, I text you. He said, yep, and I sent you the address. And when you sent me the address, I sent you the papers. I text you to tell you I needed to send it to you, and you gave me the address. So you should have been looking for it. So let me put you on Front Street right now.
Right.
I talked to the producers. We got a notary here. We got the papers here. You're here. I'm here. Let's get it done. And this clown.
I'm not even saying clown. I agree with you.
No.
I'm not signing nothing without my lawyer.
It's not divorce papers, though. He said he wants to be separated. All the papers say this is not the end all to be. They're not even separated.
Maybe he got screwed before.
They're not even, she just wants to get separated. Kevin Frazier said that too. All the papers is separation papers. There's no, you could get your lawyer to look over it, but this what I call BS on that. Because he didn't want to sign it there. He wanted the lawyer to look over it. And
he didn't want to sign on national TV. I'm not signing this on national TV.
I call BS on that because then when they went to commercial, it says since they filmed that, he still hasn't signed the papers. Bull.
Maybe his lawyer busy.
Man, get out of here. He said I was out of the country. I ain't seen no papers. She was like, what? You've been back. Why you ain't signing papers? We hate each other. Dang, Amber is brutal. We hate each other. No, I ain't talk to him. Nobody want to talk to him. Get on my nerve. Yeah, all that.
Amber has got bold because this is not the same young lady who was crying in season 9 and she's
dating somebody.
And she's dating somebody. He's dating somebody, and so there's a lot of resentment there. There's a lot of hurt still there. It's a lot of embarrassment that's still there.
But that's why she's bold, because you embarrassed me. I looked silly. I cried. Yeah. I was invested in it. I gave up the draws. You wouldn't hardly come home. You would stay out all night. And one thing he said that she was like, yeah. He said, basically I apologize because I got into this process and I really wasn't ready for it. I wasn't
invested in it. He said he wasn't invested in it. He wasn't ready.
I mean, not even invested. Like, I wasn't ready for commitment. I told myself I was. I tried to convince myself. But I wasn't ready for the commitment. No, you weren't.
So who lies more, him or Michael?
I don't know. It's a different kind of lies. Because for Michael, it wasn't about commitment.
Yeah, it's different.
It's worse when you. I mean, we talked about this before. It's worse when you lie about how you feeling about the person, just trying to make it through the 8 weeks, like Keith and Iris too.
Yeah.
Bruh, really.
I mean, you just make it.
Or Will and Jasmine.
Yeah.
They be on some bull.
They be on some stuff. So I mean, at the end of the day, Matt, I kind of agree with them. I mean, I know. Let your lawyer look over the papers, and then you get back with her. They're not going to pressure me on national television on this reality show to sign some papers to get you separated.
Let me tell you something.
He should have did it before. He should have signed. Let me preface. Yes, Matt should have signed the papers before. He should have taken care of this over a year ago. But at the same time, I'm not pressured. Don't pressure me on TV. And that's where you get the backlash at. And we know now still he hasn't signed those papers as of the show.
Sucker.
Has not signed the papers for Amber. And so it's technically Amber. For guys who out there trying to holler at Amber, she's still married.
Right.
It is what it is. She's still married until they separate and sign papers, which is sad because she said she has a boyfriend and
she cannot move forward.
She can't move forward
because she's not even separated. Not divorced. Can we get separated?
Yeah,
and I don't know if North Carolina is North Carolina like Virginia. Yeah, you have to be separated a year before you can get divorced.
Yep, got it. Hey, she's holding her hostage.
But in between there, the other one we wanted to talk about, there was Sam.
Yeah, it had Sam come on and
Talk about her and Neal.
Her and Neal. She gave Neal a rough time, man. She called that dude everything. He questioned his manhood, who he was, and then when he said he didn't want to be married, she felt devastated. Like, dude, you done put this dude down for 8 weeks, and you talked about him, told him you didn't love him, and all this, and now you want to commit? Nah. And then you upset. But she said it, and she apologized to Neal and said that, without the process, that it wouldn't have been where she's at now, having a daughter and being married. Mm-hmm. And being in it.
And they're still cool.
And they still cool. Her and Neal still cool.
Yeah, she and Neal are cool. He sent her a video, and then we got to see Neal again with Trey. Mm-hmm. Buddies. Yeah. Hanging out together.
From Atlanta.
Yeah, and Neal's in a relationship, and Trey is complicated.
Trey's complicated.
But she had to say, if I hadn't gone through what I went through with Neal, I wouldn't have been the person I am to be in the marriage I am now, in the mother I am now. So.
And then we also saw Nate. Nate said he's in a relationship from Chicago.
Yeah.
And, so it was a good mix of where they are now for some of the couples that you wanted to see. End up seeing Courtney, I believe. That was her name. So it was a lot of relationships. Tristan said he was supposed to get married in 4 months at the time of the taping. I think
they should be about
close to being married.
To that time now. I don't know if everything going on, how that's working out.
So it was good to see where some of the couples were at and what they're doing that you have not seen on social media. Come to find out, there are new shows for Married at First Sight that's coming. You got to check out Married at First Sight Quarantine, which starts May 20th.
Yeah.
You got couples on there. And then you got Married at First Sight Australia, which is coming May 27th. So we're going to be Married at First Sight down for the next couple months here while we're quarantined. And so it's going to be a lot. So you can continue to get reviews from us on Married at First Sight. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell notification. And one of the big things that we got coming out here, we're going to show you at this time the clip of our new podcast, which is coming out.
Hi, I'm Jackie.
I'm her husband, Glenn.
Yep, he's my husband, Glenn. Being married, you will experience good and bad times. But with the right tools, a couple can navigate the waters of wedded bliss. In this weekly podcast, me, Jackie,
And me, Glenn,
will share lessons we've learned over our 19 years of marriage. If you're married, want to be married, or just want to hear some great marriage advice and stories, this is the podcast for you.
well, I hope you enjoy this review. Hope you enjoyed when we drop the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that. It will be on all podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, whether on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you can get your podcast, it will be there. So make sure you look for that. It was coming real soon. And as always, it's a pleasure to do this with you.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Bye.
Bye. See you on the next review.